Hello.
Hi
Hi, how are you?
there.
Well, welcome
Ugh.
everybody to CUTV. Tonight we are here with day 2 of Black Children's Book Week with Nïa. Oh my goodness, that fast I forgot. Say it again.
Obötette.
Obötette, yes, Nïa Obötette, and we are celebrating Black Children's Book Week. It started yesterday, it goes until March 5th. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what that is. It was founded by Veronica Chapman. She's the founder of Black Children's Book Week, and it's a week to celebrate Black children and the people who make sure they are represented in their books and other media. So, Black children are negatively affected by racism, which can cause anxiety and fear and place an unjust and unacceptable burden on their growth and development. We must all be intentional about making sure they feel our love. This week is dedicated to this mission. When Black children see themselves represented positively in the media, it fortifies their self-esteem and helps protect them from the impact of racism. So tonight I am here with Nïa. We're discussing her book, I Am a Triathlete. You want to hold it up?
Hey.
Book. Oh my goodness. Um, and the camera doesn't do it any justice because when you look at the cover of the book, you can see everything from the sunbeams in the
Yes.
sky. And if you ever ran track or if you played a sport, it just gave you like game day feelings, like game day vibes. I love it. I love it. So hey, how are you? Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yes, I found you. We were in what group did I find you in? I can't remember if it was Crystal's group
Yeah.
or was it Crystal's group?
Black authors.
It's so many different groups on Facebook, but I saw the cover of your book and I said, "Oh, I need to talk to her."
Hey.
Tell us a little bit about your book. You want to hold it up?
Yeah. So my book, hi everybody, I'm Nïa Obötette. And this book, I Am a Triathlete, was written, well, just it's been a year maybe
Wow,
now.
that's it.
And
Okay.
and it's been doing so well. So I am currently a triathlete. I swim,
Okay.
I run,
Okay.
and I wanted to encourage my niece to swim, bike, and run. So this is actually a picture of her. That's her.
I was going to ask you because it
Mhm.
looks like you, like
It,
with glasses and
my niece
everything.
looks like me too.
I was going to ask if that was you, but it's your niece.
It is my niece. Yes. So
Okay.
she was already running and then she was starting to swim. And I thought, if I could get her into triathlons, she would podium because she's very athletic. And
Okay.
so I went to search for a book and couldn't find one that represented a person of color. You know how it is, the statistics as they are. And so
Right.
that I created, I Am a Triathlete. So, yep, that's
I
that's
like that you use your niece. Um, I like that you use your niece because
yes,
in all of my books, I also pull from my inspiration from my nieces,
yes.
in my characters and in my books as well. So, do you have children of your own?
I don't. I have
Okay.
nieces and nephews, and my whole series, my new series, will have them highlighted.
Same here. Same here. So, okay. So you said that you're a triathlete. So you bike.
I swim, I bike, I run.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do you have a Peloton?
I do not, girl.
Okay. Okay.
You know what? I think of the Peloton like I think of it's always a phase, right? Somebody is always a George Foreman. It's
Okay.
always there's Crockpot. I like to go outside. I like to be outside. I like the sun to be on my body. I like all that. So it's hard to bike inside. I do have a trainer for my own bike, so
Okay.
I can put it on. But usually getting outside is the easiest for even though I'm in Wisconsin.
Right. I was going to ask you where
Yes,
were
it's
you
a little
located?
hard in the wintertime to be getting out swimming, biking, and running. But I think though, for me, it's just hard to be on a stationary. But so no Peloton. I haven't gotten into the Peloton.
So I've been riding the Peloton and I can't wait to see um how much I've improved outside.
Well,
Like,
yes, you should.
yeah.
See that improvement of getting out there. So yes, hey, work that Peloton. Damn,
Do
yes.
you run? Do you run also?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes. So the triathlon that I do usually has, it's called a sprint triathlon. They
Hmm.
have longer distances. The one that I do is a half a mile swim, 12
Okay.
miles on the bike, and a 5K. So that's like three something miles.
Yeah.
So that's the one that I like. There are other distances, longer distances, and there are actually shorter distances as well. So
Okay.
it just depends on what your interest is. Just like it's a, half mile run or
Right.
five
Right.
or, a marathon. So yeah, for triathlons you have different distances as well.
Right. Right. Okay. I didn't know that. But when you were writing your book, um, was the main character in a triathlon? Did you portray her as an athlete in a triathlon? Like, does it go through? Was she preparing? Like, tell us a little bit about the story.
So I'm kind of a nerd, and so
Okay.
the part of me in this illustration kind of points out that she's a nerdy girl. She likes to
Okay.
read, and so she comes across this flyer about being a triathlete, and
Okay.
she decides that she's gonna take part.
Okay.
But it also goes through the fact that when you're making any decisions, you have certain fears that come with that. Who can
Right.
say that? And so putting in there and just kind of highlighting, not every time you make a decision about something, it's not like it may not be the easiest one. You may have some anxiety. You may have some.
Right.
So the story takes you from, a young girl who's kind of exploring the sport into her completing the sport. So
Okay. Okay. So, how would you go about getting like Black children involved in a triathlon?
well, Black children in particular. So, what I find is, and this is what I've noticed,
Hmm.
is that there is statistics about particularly swimming, because swimming is the hardest one for our community, right?
Right.
And I'm going to take, for example, and I don't know how recent the statistic was, but I was told at one point that 60% of Black don't know how to swim. And so that's challenging. But I've been meeting the 40% that do. And
Right.
all they need to do is to know about this and be aware of it. And they've been, getting involved in the sport and becoming excited about it. And so
Right.
I've been seeing that there are these children out, adults who have been putting their kids into swimming classes, even though they have that fear. And so, and for the run part, I tell them, if you go to Disney World and you walk around Disney World with your family, you could do a 5K. Let me tell
Right.
you, because you do a lot of walking on vacation. So I think, our element of getting Black children into this sport is just,
Mhm.
it's some of them, it's really about exposure, right? And that's what I'm hoping my book does, is both expose our youth and then encourage those that are already in the sport.
So, where I live, we have the Now Swim Club, which was the first Black private owned swim club in the United States, here on the East Coast. And we have a No Child Will Drown in our town
Yeah.
initiative. So we have to chat off the record to see how we could probably get
Yeah.
something going, some kind of sprint or, you know, sports day or something.
Yeah.
We can talk.
Yes. So
But
I've done ones where they're all indoors. So you
okay.
can do it in the pool. You can do the distance in the pool. You set up the stationary bikes and they can do it on the
Oh,
bike.
wow.
And
Okay.
then you can have a track where, they run in the inside of the gym. It doesn't have to be, this length of distance, but something
Right.
that can be that's achievable. And that's a good way that you can expose them without having to go outside and find a
Right.
lake
Right. Right.
like that. But
And our pool is outside actually.
oh
So, and
yeah.
they have like the basketball court. They have a lot of land.
Yeah.
So now you have my mind. I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
Mhm.
So wait, did you do a GoFundMe? Did I see that you did a GoFundMe for your
I
book?
did a Kickstarter. So I did a
Kickstarter. Okay.
fundraiser for the book. You set the goal and then
Right.
people kind of pledge their money, right? And so, yeah, it did really well. It raised a lot of money. It was quite surprising
Yeah.
because when I created the book, I wasn't sure that people were going to embrace it. So to have the Kickstarter be such a success is
Right.
mind blowing.
I was going to ask you that, like, why do you think it resonated with so many people? Because I saw that your book had instant success. Like, a lot of people really gravitated to the story. Why do you think that's the case?
Well, I think there are a lot of topics that are not being written about. It was
Right.
surprising to me that in the year that we are, why isn't there, why is this the first of its kind reflecting a young girl of color swimming, biking, and running? I haven't even seen one that has a boy on it. I'm, considering doing a boy one.
Right. Okay.
know, and my hope is that we have a variety of them. I mean, we have nothing against hair books. We got a lot of hair books.
Right. Right. Right.
Our skin color, I get it, but we are a multi-dimensional. we have so much to us that that stories that have not been told or haven't been written, and it's just time for us to do it. It is easier and this is self-published.
Right.
And I ended up on the front cover of my sports section here in Wisconsin. And so that's, to have that type of exposure tells that there is an interest. And so, to self-publish means I don't have a publishing company,
Right.
back me, but to make content that people are gravitating to is really exciting.
It is. It is. And you talk about fear. Do you touch on that in your book?
Yes, I do. I definitely touch on that. One of the areas for me, just like we just talked about, was the
Mhm.
swimming. The swimming was a challenge for me, uh,
Okay.
particularly because I just wasn't a strong swimmer. So my
Okay.
first sprint triathlon, I did on my back, back floated. I did not
Oh
back
wow.
swim. I had practiced in the pool and just felt like, I could do this. And so then I took lessons after that to actually
Okay.
get my face in the water and do some swimming. And so in the book, I actually, touch on that through an illustration where she is contemplating having to go into the pool and swim
I
and
love that.
having that conflict, right? And that's
Mhm.
something that I was challenged with because it was in a lake, and a lake is different than a pool. But
Um,
if
yeah.
you can imagine, most of us haven't spent a lot of time swimming in a lake, you know,
Wait,
and
but pause
girl,
because it's like still water and it's like gross.
still, no,
Like,
no,
how did you do that?
it has waves and seaweed, and you can't see the bottom, and it can be challenging for somebody new to the sport. So for me, that was really challenging. And then you are going in environments where you're the only person. You're showing up to this, do
Right.
a practice session, and I'm the only person of color. And so that's hard, not, all the things you think about that's been going on in the world. You got that on your mind, and then
Right.
you're in where your skills is less than because you just haven't had the opportunity, don't know what you don't know. And so, yeah, just overcoming that myself. I wanted to encourage people that, hey, you can do that.
Right.
I can do
Right.
it. You can.
And I just think that's what's so important when it comes to children's books because it makes our experiences real and it creates like something that's more relatable.
Yes.
Because we always read about historical references and things of that nature, but I think it's also, and which is important, but it's also very important to see us doing regular everyday things, um,
Yeah.
like your triathlon,
Yeah.
and swimming and running and biking and boating and
Yeah.
skiing and all of those different sports, because we do those sports.
We do them. There's a whole community that does them,
Right.
and they do them well. And I was watching the Winter Olympics, and I'm like, what? Where my people at? Where? Come on, y'all. Come on. Everybody can't beat Jordan, but I'm gonna tell y'all, we
Right. Right.
we got some gold medals that we can still achieve as your first. And so to have my book, for example, my book was just endorsed. I wouldn't say endorsed, but the first Black triathlete, female triathlete, Sika Henry, had commented about the success of the book, and that was amazing to me. Like here we are. Just recently she became the first Black female professional triathlete. Let that
Wow.
sink in. Like, come on, like we have so many of those first. Um,
Right.
hope that we get to a point where we don't have to, like you'll see us there. You'll see that representation there, but we don't have it now. So my books are hoping to usher in,
Right.
get people comfortable, getting our children comfortable. Adults have been reading and being encouraged as well, which is great.
Right. I love that. You
Yes.
said you said award winning. What awards did you win?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Several. I'm almost losing count. The first one in the year was really kind of a best indie book award. And that was the first
Okay.
one that I won. And that was really special to me because once again, self-published,
Right.
author out of the gate. And then they just kept rolling in. And the
Wow.
was really important to me is the one from the Outspoken Women of Triathlon Award
Okay.
for media. And I was up against those in media that write about triathlons, and I won the award for my
Right.
book. And that was humbling because here I am trying to expose my readers to a person of color and influence that, and to be recognized by the sport that I've been in. It's
Right.
yes.
So how long have you been competing?
Oh, it'll be about 9 years this season.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been
All
a
right.
while. I actually really enjoy the sport. I like the fact of the variety. So I started running with Black Girls Do Run and
I do that. I ran with them too.
in
Yeah.
Milwaukee, and then I also started biking with Black Girls Do Bike.
Okay.
And so it was a natural evolution. Someone in the group had mentioned that they had did it, and I was like, girl, I don't swim. How can I do that? And here I am.
Wow.
And here I am 9 years later. But on my first time out, I met this other Black woman who had been doing it for like 30 years.
Okay.
And not only that is you have 70-year-olds out here
Wow.
competing. And that's amazing to me. My last time, there was a 75-year-old, there were like 10 70-year-olds, and like the slowest one came in 15 minutes after I did.
Oh wow.
So let me tell y'all about aging. It tells you something, right? You just got to keep moving.
Yeah, body emotion stays in motion.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some takeaways from your publishing journey?
Oh, what are some takeaways? Ha! There are a lot. First of all, everybody wants your money. Let me tell you, everybody want to help you. Everybody, and then all they do is want your money. So you have to be cognizant of that. But what I really like to share with people
Mhm.
is that share your story, right? Like at the end of the day, you have something that is unique. And I think having something unique is worth telling. It was worth sharing. And someone is going to embrace that and see that and be encouraged by you. So part
Right.
of my journey is that, hey, when I wrote this, I didn't anticipate that I would have now my own website. It'd be on Target, it'd be on Walmart, it'd be
Right. Right.
I never anticipated that. I just thought, here, I wanted to make a difference. People were out marching and, all this stuff. And I was like, how can I make a difference in the statistics that I know about? And something
Right.
I, want to encourage and influence people in. And so this was my way to do that, and to live that, have that legacy of that is so exciting to me.
So wait, it hasn't even been a year yet, you said.
It's now been a year. So
Okay.
it's definitely now been a year. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So what's next? What's next?
Oh my goodness, Kathy. I'm so excited. Yeah. So I'm also a skier. So I actually been skiing longer than I've been doing triathlons. And
Okay.
so my next evolution is to write a ski book. And I wanted to reflect persons of color skiing and snowboarding, because I get that all the time. What? We do that? And
Right.
so there are all of these sports that, minorities are doing, and we just need to expose more people to it to bring
Right.
into it. So ski and snowboarding next, and then I have a hockey book, girl. I can't wait for.
Ooh, hockey.
Yes,
So is
yes,
this going to be like a series?
yes, yep.
And
Yes, definitely.
and
My
is it always going to have a female protagonist?
I'm debating on that because
Okay,
I keep leaving our black boys out, black men out, and I really
right,
want to touch on that. So now
right,
I've been doing some book fairs and all of that, and I want to reach our black boys as well. Obviously our black girls, our brown girls,
right,
black and brown girls are true to my heart. But I do want to be able to write a story that our brown boys, our African American boys can
right.
relate to. So I got a sport coming for them as well. So yes.
Okay, okay. Because I mean, we all know that when you see it, then
Yeah.
you believe that you can achieve it. And
Yeah.
so when they see themselves, reflected in these stories, then they actually have like a frame of reference. It's something they can pull from, and it's even more believable.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly. And my hope is that that we'll have a Olympic gold medalist who's like that book.
right, right, right.
That book. I went to college for because now this is offered as some of the black colleges now have a triathlete program, I believe, and some
Okay.
colleges as well. And so, my hope is that, I'll hear like, oh, I saw that book and it just encourages me. And that would be just wonderful,
Yeah,
just
that would be.
more interest in the sports. Yep.
And I think that's one of the powerful elements of writing a book, and it's like leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
And it's like leaving a message that will live long beyond you.
Yeah.
And it'll continue. It's like right now you're rippling, like you drop a ripple and it just continues to go, and you never know where it's going to stop.
Right.
When you leave your book behind. I love that.
Yes, yes. Well, my hope is we'll have multiple books out there.
Right.
Effect,
Multiple ripples,
correct,
little waves.
correct. It was important that I couldn't find images when you went out there. You follow these those stick images and stuff. I'm like, that ain't us. I
Right.
need to really like reflect. This is my favorite. Like, this is absolutely my favorite illustration.
Oh yes, I love that.
Yes,
And you know what? I love the illustrations. Like I think like stories are important.
yeah,
Stories are very important. But
yeah.
it just makes it magical when the illustrations help bring the story to life. Yeah.
Shout out to my illustrator, Ariel Mecca. I always say that. Adriel Mecca. I always say
Okay.
that.
Is that the illustrator?
Huh?
You said the illustrator?
Yes, Adriel.
Okay.
Yes.
And where did you find your illustrator?
Girl, it's hard
I
because it's
know.
important. So I started just like you talk about what you learned on your journey. I went to one of them websites that offer you a package of putting together your illustrations. You give them the story, and they could.
Oh, like
The girl, they couldn't get her skin color right. They couldn't get her hair right. They couldn't get her age right. And I was just like, oh no, no, no.
what
And
is it? Like
so
Ex Libris?
uh,
Is that it? Ex Libris?
I don't
Or
know.
was it but it was kind of like one of those vanity press type.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
basically you pay them a X amount and then they'll give you illustrations for your story. And
Oh, okay.
they just could not get it right. I need to like that'll be like a TikTok or something. This is how we started and this is how we
Yeah,
ended.
yeah, yeah.
And I was thankful to find it. It took a lot. So I would suggest for people who are looking for an illustrator, find somebody you like and then have them send you a sample of their work based on your character. And so when I sent him a sample, you tell him about the character that you want. And he sent it back to me. I was like, oh, yes. Oh, yes. And he was fast and he was, detailed oriented.
Mhm.
Yeah, shout out to my illustrator, Adriel.
Yeah. That's important, having a really good relationship with the illustrator. I have 3 illustrators. So my first illustrator, I found her in a book. I liked the style of the book, and when I Googled her and saw that she lived in Philadelphia,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
all I needed to I found her. Next thing you know, I'm meeting with her, I'm talking with her. She told me no a few times. I kept meeting with her because I hired her to do some commission work, so I could wear her down.
Yes, you were persistent.
Very persistent. And then the second one I found on the internet, I found her page and I reached out to her. She told me no. because she thought I was looking for the same style of illustrations that the first book was done in.
Oh,
And
guys.
so when I asked, I said, well, why do you keep telling me no? And so she told me, and I said, but I'm not. And she said, oh, well, then I'll do your pictures. So then as my third illustrator, you see, she's the one responsible for the Beautiful Brown Girl project. She does all of my illustrations, all the characters, and we've had such like our relationship has just blossomed in terms of like the work we do together. But she does all of the illustrations, the characters and everything.
They look fun. Your website, I'm gonna tell you, it represents it. It is beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. And girl, you got some stuff that sold out. I was like, wait, I like that. She got to get some of the stuff I like. Wait a second.
I know. I get the emails all of the time.
Yes.
But stocking a boutique is expensive.
Yeah, I know. Girl, it's part of the hustle.
Yeah. But like your mission, my mission is very similar. I just want representation. I want our children to see themselves and to be inspired and empowered and, have just help to develop a strong sense of self and to strengthen their inner voice, like all of those things through our products, through our book. So the more, the merrier, I think. And that's one of the reasons why I like to do the BUTV and why I promote a lot of different brands and authors on my page, because it's more about access. So I have Dear Beautiful Brown Girl, but I want access to other businesses and brands and authors and everything doing the same thing, because it's about,
a community
access.
Yep, in a community. So thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Wait, so you said you're on Walmart, Target. Where can we find your book? You said everywhere. Go ahead, run it down.
First of all, I'm gonna tell
TikTok too.
I know, right? I would tell people is go to my website and buy website, because everybody else is taking. Girl, they just take.
Let me put your website in the link. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, NïaTheAuthor.com. That's the best
way.
way.
Very simple.
NïaTheAuthor.com. But you can find it now Walmart, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Target, all of those places online. So they put it up there. So I've been just the fact that you can go to Target and on the website and order my book is just like blown away for me.
Now, did you do that through Ingram? How did you get the book? Okay, through Ingram.
Yep. Okay. Yes, I did. And I was like, but it's just, I'm telling you, just a self-published author, and the fact that, so it's just so humbling. It's all
right. So wait, the lightning round. Oh. So I have a few questions to ask you. They're just fun questions. And it's the first thing that comes to your mind. All right. Ready?
Yes.
Texting or talking?
I'm a texter.
Okay. Me too. Favorite day of the week?
Oh, favorite day of the week? I like Mondays, believe it or not.
Do you?
I like you jump it off. Look, jump it off. Get it started.
Guilty pleasure?
Oh, I'm a caramel apple. Have you had one of those indulgent caramel apples, girl? The one with the big caramel and all the nuts. Oh, the bigger the.
Oh, wow. A nickname your parents or your friends call you?
Oh. My sister calls me Bumblebee.
Okay.
Because of some tattoos somewhere I will not talk about.
Okay. Is the tattoo a bumblebee?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Favorite city?
Favorite city? Oh, I would have to say Tokyo.
Okay. Yeah.
Very clean. Very, yes.
I can see that. Last Halloween costume.
Okay, so I don't do Halloween.
Okay.
But we usually do I'm surprised we haven't. We have a family tradition usually at the end of Black History Month is to dress up as Black history characters, or either fiction or nonfiction. And so, I came as Star Trek Uhura one year. So it could be, and then usually we either talk about what they've done or their fiction characters. So that's kind of a family legacy that my brother started that I really enjoy.
That's cool though.
I'm gonna have to reach out to them about like
That's
what
cool.
our invite because of
That's
COVID
real
we
cool.
haven't, but yes.
All right, last question. Your karaoke song.
Karaoke.
If you had to pick a song.
Wait, she's a brick. House in my contract. Let it out, girl. I can't sing. A brick house.
Okay. Well, listen, Nïa, it was so much fun chatting with you today. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate your visit.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me a platform to share my story.
Yes.
And thank you for giving other authors an opportunity as well. And just
Well,
success, because man, your website is awesome.
thank you. I appreciate that. I came across a post on Veronica's, I think she does Black baby books. And
Oh,
she had a post about she basically started Black Children's Week. And I think this is maybe
yeah.
the second year. And when I saw that, I just said, "Oh, I'm all about that. I want to participate. What can I do?"
Yeah.
And so I thought it would be cool to chat with different authors. So I did the 28 Days of Black Girl Books
Nice.
on my Instagram page. And then I thought it would be cool to just chat with different authors throughout the weeks, because I mean, there are so many really wonderful stories out there that, I just think people should have access to.
Yes. Well, thank you for shining that light.
Thank you for coming on. And tomorrow we have another guest. Can't recall the name. I'm going to post it. And we'll be here tomorrow night, 7:00. And do you want to share any of your social? Where can we find you on Instagram?
Oh my goodness. Nïa the author.
Okay, so it's Nïa the author everywhere. All right, cool.
Yeah, Nïa the author on Instagram, Nïa the author on Facebook, and I think on Twitter I'm in _Nïa the author, or
Okay.
something like that. But yeah, that's how you can find me. And I tell people I have the 2 new books: skiing, snowboarding, and hockey.
I'm going to definitely add those. I thought I bought this one, but I was
The skiing, snowboarding, and hockey have not come out yet.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But the covers look amazing. I won't share them, but the covers look amazing. They look awesome.
I love it.
Keep me posted, because well, you do know that on my website I have books for brown girls, and I'm looking to add. I started already adding like 1 or 2 books from indie authors
Okay.
to my website, and so especially because your book has, your main character is a young Black female.
Yeah.
I would love to have a few copies on the website, just to give another variety to my customers as they come to the website. So let's talk offline, but definitely keep me posted about the ones that are coming out.
Yes, will do. Woo-hoo.
All right, everyone. Thank you for logging on. We appreciate you stopping by. We will be back again tomorrow night, 7:00, same time, new author. And remember, this week we're celebrating Black Children's Book Week every day. So I know it's a lot of different posts out there. So anything you can do, buy a book for a kid, share a story, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good night.